Hey guys, so I'm making you this video really quick just to show you how you're going to actually compose your final writing. So what you're going to be doing is when you go into the Google Classroom, you will open up the document that is your research paper, and it'll just be a blank Google Doc that looks like this. Now what you're going to be doing is you're just going to be taking everything that you've already been writing and copy and pasting it, because throughout this process we should have already made our edits. Now, of course, if you notice anything that's a mistake, you're going to fix it, but your hard work is over. This is the fun part where you get to kind of edit it. So what we're going to do in your beginning of your paper is you're going to start with your hook. So you're going to go back to your Google Classroom and you're going to open up the document that was your introduction. So I have one that is just a sample that I made really quick to give you an example of how to do this. So what you're going to start with is you are just going to copy and paste. You do not need to retype this. So the way you copy and paste, there's a couple different ways. The first thing you're going to do is you can highlight it, and then you can hit the button that says Control, that's CTRL, that's at the bottom left side of your Chromebook, and you're going to hold that button, and then you're going to hit the letter C. Okay? That means to copy. So I already did that. You can't see that I hit it, but I did. And then I'm going to go back to my Google Doc, and I'm just going to hit Control again, that's CTRL, and V, like Victor. And boom, it's right there. So everything I just copied was there. Now I'm going to show you a different way. Let's go back, because now I need the body of my paragraph. I'm going to highlight it, and then you can click Edit, Copy, and then go back, and then you can do the same thing here, edit, paste. So, and you can see here are those controls, CTRL and C, CTRL, V, you do those together. So that's another way you could do it. Now, I noticed that I've already copied and pasted, and this is two different fonts. So this is where I'm just going to show you all the fun little things, and you can always come back to this video if you need to. I want this all to be the same font. So I'm going to highlight all of this, and I'm going to pick a font. I'm not going to tell you guys which font to use. Please don't pick something, though, that is hard to read. So, for example, if I'm picking this, I mean, I guess this isn't terrible. But pick something that's nice, not, like this is probably cursive. So you guys, most of you don't even know how to write in cursive, so I wouldn't type in cursive. So pick something that is pretty normal and doesn't look ridiculous. So you can kind of scan through these and find a font you want. So like maybe I want Merriweather. Okay, pretty simple. Now I also noticed that my first sentence is bold. See how it's dark and the rest of them aren't. So I'm going to highlight. And this B right here means bold. See, it makes all bold. And now none of it's bold. If I want to make my font smaller, I'm going to click these numbers here. I would suggest you guys keep your font between a size 12 and a size 16. It should not be bigger than a 16. It should not be smaller than a 12. Okay, so that's what I'm going to suggest to you guys is about 12 to 16. I'll make a note right now. That's what I'm telling you guys. So about 12 to 16 with font. And then I'm also noticing I forgot to indent because this is a paragraph and we've been learning how to write paragraphs, so we want to indent it. So you're going to click the button Tab, which is at the left side of your keyboard, T-A-B, and it indents it for you. And then when I write my second paragraph, I will enter and I can hit that tab and it goes over. So every new paragraph you indent by clicking the Tab button. Now, another thing I want to do is I know in a nonfiction text, we have headings. So I'm going to want to include those. So since this is the beginning, I might want to include a title. So I'm going to go to the top and see these buttons right here. This means you're going to be writing on the left side. The one in the middle means the middle. The one on the right means the right. Makes sense, right? So I'm going to click the middle one, and I'm going to put my title here. And I'm going to call this The African Elephant An Amazing Animal. I don't know. It's just my title, guys. By Miss McKee. Okay, and since this is my title, maybe I'm going to make this bold. Okay, so this is the fun part where you guys kind of get to edit it, and you have all the way till Friday, so you don't need to rush this. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my second paragraph. Your second paragraph was the characteristics. So you're going to go find your second paragraph. Again, I'm going to copy and paste. Highlight, you can do the edit button. Copy, go back to your tab. Paste. And then I'm going to indent by hitting tab because this is my second paragraph. I know my font looks different. I'll fix that in a second. And then I would copy the rest of my sentence. Again, I don't need to fix anything because I should have already done all that hard work. So to see how my fonts are different, if I click up here, this shows me what font I had. I had Merriweather 14, and you might want to write down what you're using if you can't remember. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to put it on Merriweather 14, so they're all the same. Okay? So I indented, and this is a new paragraph. Now, this part was all about the characteristics, so I want to include a heading. Remember, headings are like mini titles, or mini chapter titles. So I'm indenting, or excuse me, I'm entering, and let's go to the middle, and I'm going to make it bold. So, characteristics of an African. And you can make your headings way more creative than this, guys. You don't have to just make it characteristics, or you can, but I'm just giving an example. So, I have my heading, and now I have like my little paragraph. It's very short. Yours will be longer. And now maybe I decide, you know what? I want to include a text feature. I have headings. That's a text feature. I want to include a photograph. So since I'm talking about how large an African elephant is, I'm going to get a picture of an African elephant and showing how big they are. So here I have a picture I just Googled, and I'm going to copy it. Another way you can also copy is you can right click and click copy image. That's another way. And then just go to your document, right click again if you want, and paste. Now this is gigantic, right? So I'm going to click on my picture and I'll make it smaller. Most of you know how to do this. We've done this in class a few times with pictures. And so now I have another text feature. I have a photo of an elephant. And maybe I want it off to the right. And then if you want, you can include a caption. So I could say something like, this photograph shows how large an African elephant is. Compared, can't type, to a human. Okay. And then I noticed that usually captions, are smaller, so I'm going to make my font a little bit smaller. Maybe I want to put it on the other side. So this is kind of where you guys get to play around, and maybe later I decide I want to move the picture somewhere else. You guys will also notice that sometimes it's hard to type when you're including a photograph, and I'm showing you guys a lot of tricks. It's okay if you don't remember, if you have to rewatch them, or if you just don't want to do the trick, that's fine. You can also do something called inserting, I forgot for a minute. You click insert, drawing, and new. And then there's this box here that says text box. So I'm going to make a text box, and I'm going to type in here, the African elephant standing next to a human. I'm going to click save and close. And now I have my text box right here. I'm going to actually get rid of this sentence. So now I can, text box are just easy to move around. So I could move that there if I want and put that next to my photograph. So I'm just going to put it here. So this is kind of me inserting, this is just a text box underneath a photo. Okay, and then maybe I'll just enter, and then I will go ahead and start my next paragraph and go back to my next graphic organizer and copy and paste, etc., etc. So at this point, guys, this is just you playing around with the fonts and the formatting. This should not be the point in time where you're going and you're editing and you're proofreading. Now, if you haven't done that this whole time, then yeah, you guys are going to have some work to do with that. But if you've been editing this whole time, you guys have 3 days just to tweak it and make it look really cool. I do want you to try to include 3 text features. There's a variety of text features. I will put in the assignment different ideas you can include. Be creative. This is the really fun part, and I am so excited to see this, and you guys are going to be able to see what you've made and be so proud of yourselves. Okay, great job. I don't want to keep talking because it's boring and I've been going for 10 minutes already. Feel free to go back and watch the video, and Google is your friend. If you're trying to figure out how to do something on Google Docs, Google it and you'll probably find your answer. All right, have fun.